I do my brows every day is I always use the Anastasia Dipbrow. I'll use it in taupe or I'll use it in blonde. I don't really go to blonde anymore. Now I'm no longer blonde, so I'm going back to my original, which is taupe. If you guys haven't heard of Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade, I'd be very surprised because this is definitely a #1 eyebrow product. It takes a while to learn how to use a pomade if you're not used to that, but I guarantee, like, once you get used to it, you will not want to go back to anything else. Sometimes when I have a brow pencil, I will go and outline my brows before I do anything. I tend to go through brow pencils like so soon because of the fact that there's like not as much product in it, so I don't really find myself purchasing them due to the fact that I go through them so fast, so it's just pointless to me, and I know I can complete my brows using just this pomade. My eyebrow routine is pretty easy. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better. Alright, so I'll just take a little bit of the pomade right on this brush. This is I don't even know what number brush this is. I will leave it down below because I've had this brush for so long it's like on its way out. I need to get a new one actually. But I always use this brush. It's a little angled brush and then it has the spoolie on the end, so it's perfect to do eyebrows. And I'll just brush my brows down a little bit at the end because I don't really have too much of an arch. Oh my god, my eyebrows look crazy. I don't have too much of an arch, so I'm happy that I finally like grew that part in. Then I always had like a hole right here in my brow, so I'm really happy now because I at least have a little bit of something going on here. This brow is just like, it's horrid. It's a bad brow. This is my good brow, so we all have that one brow. I will take my brow pomade and I'll just create a light line there. I don't really get too precise and everything with it because I always go through with a concealer and clean them up. I can't do my brows unless I have my concealer with me to clean them up because they just don't look the same. But as you can see, like that already like thickened up the front of my brow a little bit, so I'll just do that first line and I'll kind of just blend it a little bit and I'll go back to it after. And then I'll start drawing where my arch is. And if you look closely, I do have hairs in my arch now. I never used to. My eyebrows used to be like completely straight, but I actually have some hairs here that I've been growing out for a while. A long while. And lately I've been doing them a lot thinner than I used to. And I kind of like that because I am using like my original brow. I'm thickening it ever so slightly. And then I will just go through right here and I'll kind of just blend this to the front. But I do like to make my brows a little bit longer. And then I'll go back when I don't have too much product on my brush and I'll just kind of brush these up a little bit. I don't really go too crazy with the spoolie up front because of the fact that I have this like hollow part of my brow right here that I like to have dark because of the fact that I don't have hair there. So I always go through again with a little bit more pomade right there. I don't know if my brow will ever grow there, but I'm hoping one day. Okay, I'm gonna go and do this one. This is my trouble brow, so we'll see how we do this. My hairs that I have are dark. I can't just like do one stroke and be okay with it. Like I need to darken it because then it blends it with the rest of my hairs that are extremely dark. So I just go through and I just look and tweak like between the brows to kind of make them look more similar. I am not a perfectionist at this. My brows never look the same. One is always better than the other, and sometimes, surprisingly, sometimes it's the bratty brow that looks good. They're cousins, not twins, so you have to take that into consideration. I'm going to take this little brush. It's a NYX brush. I have no idea what it is, but it's perfect for shaping out the brows, so I always use this. And then my #1 concealer to go to is Bye Bye Undereye by It Cosmetics. A little bit of a product goes a long way. I had this Bye Bye Undereye for maybe like a year and a half. It lasted me that long. I used it every day, and now I just repurchased it, and this is like seriously all I use. Like a tiny little droplet. So I'll just take my brush and I'll just start under my eyebrows. See how that like makes a difference between this brow and that brow? See how this brow looks a little bit messier and this one's nice and sharp and clean? I don't know, I just love that. It just makes your brows look so much better. I'll do the same thing on the other side. And then I'll take it on the top. This just helps me clean up my lines. Sometimes they're a little bit messy up top. And it overall just makes the shape of the brow look better. I just try my best to make my brows look the same and make them look as natural as I can by actually giving myself brows. And just go from there. So that's what I do. And then usually when I'm done with this, I will just take it and put whatever is left onto my lids and just blend it a little bit. I'm gonna tweak them a little bit. And that'll be it for my brow routine. That's it, those are my brows. Thank you guys for tuning in and seeing how I do my brows. I hope it helped you if you are looking into starting to do your brows on yourself. Yeah, that's that. So